All right. Let's try and go live. This is actually the first time I'm trying to stream live into two places, YouTube and Instagram together. I'm not sure that it's working. Okay, I think that it should be working now. So hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to today's live stream. First time I'm doing live stream from this setup, so I'm pretty excited. I hope we're gonna have some fun times together. Let me just take a second to see that everything is working, and then we can get started. Okay, fantastic, phenomenal. Okay, here's the context for today's live stream. As some of you might know, we're coming up on Thanksgiving, Black Friday. We've got the Black Friday promotion going on, so all the Flux courses are 40% off. Actually, I should put this banner here. And I know that a lot of you have some questions, whether this is right for you, what's about this, maybe you have some concerns. And the goal is to just have a super fun chat together. You can ask all of your questions. By the way, let me know in the comments where you're joining in from, just so that I can call out where you're from and we can have some fun together. The idea of the live is that I can actually talk to you and it's not just content, right? So let me know where are you from, and yeah, and we can get started. Hopefully it's going to be fun. I'm seeing both comments from YouTube and Instagram together, so it's quite confusing, but hopefully, yeah, I can make this work. By the way, if you want to ask a question, put Q in the beginning. That'll help me out, kind of like sort this out while I'm working on this. So Wesley, what's up? Tommy, what's up? Hi Andy, how's it going? Hi Queen Bees. Hi Omar. Hi Susanna. Hi Vitali. What's up everybody? Okay. So hi Lauren from Austin, Texas. What's up? Hi Abram. Joining from Mexico. What is up? India, Abinad, what's up, my friend? Hey there, Nick. How's it going? Hey there, Zen. What's up? Turkey, how's it going? UK. All right. So I'm going to try to tackle this from the beginning and we'll go through this one by one. So the first one I see is from Wesley. Can I learn Framer now for freelancing, considering the Framer's new pricing or any other website builder? So I'm not sure what the question is. If whether Framer is good for freelancing, considering their new pricing. I actually think that their pricing is reasonable and it's got nothing to do with freelancing. So yeah, definitely. Framer is on the rise. Webflow is on the rise. Both of them are really, really good and are in hot demand right now. I don't know if you saw the tweet from Brad from Design Joy. He was like, learning Webflow and Framer together changed my life. They're both in high demand. Learn them both if you can, but if not, just pick one. It's a really good bet right now. Tommy, what is an email to reach out about a refund? team@fluxacademy.com, or there's a button on the website. Reach out to us. Okay, Andy, is web design dead? I've been coding HTML, CSS, blah, 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 for 18 years. Using WordPress for most projects, AI to build your own services. Seems to be taking over quickly. AI is super, super helpful, but it doesn't mean that web design is dead. And by the way, there's almost no need today to code HTML, CSS, and PHP because you've got amazing tools like Webflow and Framer. So it's not dead. It's just you're able to do web design, create much better things much faster. You don't have to necessarily do everything by hand anymore. Doesn't mean that this service is not required. Doesn't mean that clients want to use AI tools and do everything themselves. Clients will always want to hire a professional to help them do it. You know, clients who want to do things on their own can build websites with Wix today as it is. So AI is not changing this. It's just making professional designers way more productive, I guess. All right, Queen Bees, which top 3 classes will you suggest to take for a beginner to master the skill of becoming a website designer? And do you think that 12 months membership will be overwhelming for a total beginner? So I want to say this. First of all, everybody who's joining the All Access program is getting a personal onboarding call with me so that we can go through everything together and make it not overwhelming and talk about your specific situation, because everybody's goals are a little bit different and everybody's situation is a little bit different. But in general, if you were to start, if you're actually a complete beginner, as you're saying, what we usually suggest is getting started with the technical skills, which is either, Webflow or Framer. Pick one of them, and then Figma, just to make sure that you're able to actually design and build websites. That's the first step, being able to technically do it. And then we go through the design courses. So if you're a complete beginner, we're usually doing core design skills first, which is the design fundamentals, and then moving on to web design masterclass, which is the more intermediate advanced web design course. So again, if you would only pick 3 of them and you're a complete beginner, I would probably pick between Webflow and Framer, one of them. So let's say you're doing the Webflow course, then you're doing the Figma course, and then you're doing core design skills. After that, you're fully able to build websites. You can build a portfolio. Of course, there's a lot more to learn, but that should definitely get you started. And is 12 months overwhelming? Again, what you can do in 12 months really depends on how much time you've got to work on this, how much effort you're going to put in, how much you're going to use us as mentors and get feedback from us to move forward. But people have been getting phenomenal transformation in 12 months, in less than 12 months. So if you put in the work, 12 months is actually, you can get a lot done in 12 months. Toguna, actually similar. I think this is a similar question. Is it possible for a full-time professional to do all the all access courses in 12 months with a plan? So technically yes, but I think that, again, depending on where you are, the idea is not just to give you a plan and then throw you out there for 12 months. The idea is to build a plan with you and follow up and see how you're going and course correct, just so that you can get the most, the most effective advanced in the first 12 months. For some people, we might say, all right now you don't need to do more courses. It's more important for you to find the first client, to work on your portfolio. So it's both. It's not always important just to do courses. A lot of it is also about doing the work and working with us and enjoying, again, the benefit of mentoring and coaching and working with us to make sure that you're actually building your career as a web designer, right? So yes, it's possible to do them all, and some people actually do them all, but your plan, I think, as I've mentioned, we're gonna work on this together to make sure that you're doing the best thing for you based on your situation. If you're working full-time right now, maybe it's not the best thing that you spend all of your time building this career just watching videos. So maybe we split it between doing and learning, something like this. All right, Omar, by the way, oh my God, I can put these comments on the screen. Why didn't I know how to do that? Okay, so now we're going to start putting you on the screen. I think that looks pretty cool, right? Okay, so Omar, I'm comfortable with front-end web dev, but terrible at design. Can I still find a job? Here's my portfolio. I can't check out the portfolio right now on this stream, but to answer your question, definitely. I mean, there's so much work right now, just for example, for designers who do the design but don't know how to do Webflow, so they're just hiring people to do the Webflow development for them. And there's a whole bunch of people selling Figma to Webflow as a service. So if you're a front-end developer, you can do the building of design. There's definitely a market for that. I actually think that's what front-end developers have always done. I personally think it's amazing to do both design and development, but if you are only interested in doing the front-end development, whether you're writing code or you're using Webflow or Framer, you can definitely build a career off that. All right, Susanna, let's do that. Do you think Webflow will boost shop functionality soon, or they have it on the roadmap at least? I don't know for a fact, because they haven't told me, but seeing what I'm seeing right now, and I think that you're talking about the e-commerce functionality. Based on what I'm seeing where the company is heading with the focus on big, complex websites that can appeal to big companies, I don't think it's going to be a priority for them to work on the e-commerce functionality. And moreover, I don't think that it's key, because right now with the app stores, there's 2 or 3 apps that came up that helps to integrate Webflow front end with Shopify backend, which is actually, there's no reason for them to try and compete with Shopify. Shopify have already done such an amazing work building all the backend for e-commerce shop owners, merchants. So there's actually, I think it's a waste of time for Webflow. The thing that Webflow does best is give us designers the tools to build the front end, right, without code. It's so I think it's not even in their focus to try to compete with Shopify. So I don't know, but I don't think so. Vitaly, hello from Lithuania. What's up? All right. Okay. Bot Gamer, hey man, how are you? Is it necessary to show that it is a designer? We use AI in designs or in our portfolio. Is it advantage or disadvantage? I don't think that it matters. All that matters is the results. And as I've mentioned this earlier, clients, they check out your portfolio. Yeah, they want to see the work that you're doing. But at the end of the day, they're buying the experience of also working with you and knowing that you're trustworthy and you're giving them good service. AI is completely not in that as a consideration. So I don't think it really matters. Okay. Course fees. You can see them on the website, and I can hint they're now 40% off. So definitely go check them out. Hey, sir, can you review my portfolio? Not on this live stream. That being said, I'm recording a lot of shorts. I don't know if you've seen them on YouTube and Instagram of portfolio reviews. And I've just yesterday, I've tweeted on my Twitter X account to drop links to your portfolio. So if you want me to review your portfolio, go to my Twitter account, comment there with your portfolio, and hopefully I'll get it. Okay. Vitaly, what do you think? Does Framer has more potential than Webflow in the future? I use Webflow now, but it looks like Framer is just easier. All right, I think you're touching on a really important note, which is the difference between Framer and Webflow. And I think that as Webflow became more mature and more powerful and more complex as a platform, enable you to do more, that actually, the fact that it became more complex created an open space for Framer to come up with a completely different approach and try to simplify things. And so I think that that's going to be from their, maybe from their positioning perspective. That's what I think. That's my reading of the market, right? Webflow is going to try to hold the position of, if you want to build really complex, powerful websites, use Webflow. And Framer is going to hold the position of, we make building beautiful websites really, really easy. And I think that depending on who you are, what your experience is, and who are your clients, for a lot of people, maybe using Framer is just going to be faster, and they're going to be able to do whatever they want and create amazing results, and they should be using Framer. But for some people, especially those who either from a design perspective want to go really crazy and be experimental, or from a functionality perspective, they need a lot of integrations, they need a lot of really, really robust functionality, then they're going to need to go with Webflow. So I think it's going to become two different niches as I see it in the future. That's how I read it. But we need to see, because Framer is also looking, I see on their website, kind of like trying to target enterprises as well. So we'll see how that develops. All right, all the way from Nepal, Prikshan. Sorry if I mispronounce your name, but what's up? Thank you for joining us. Ellie from Jacksonville, Florida. What's up? What's up? What's up? Okay, Nick, I already bought 100% of the courses, and I'm just dropping to say hi from Austin, Texas. Nick, you're the man. I hope you're seeing results, and thank you so much for dropping in. Can't wait to get to Austin, Texas again. Man, I was having so much fun there. Can't wait to get back. All right, Zen, how do I improve? I recently started with your videos on YouTube, but I feel stuck. Like, when do I know if it's right? I'm texting from Ghana. That's awesome. Honestly, the reason that the way we structure our courses in Flux with videos and mentoring is because I believe that just watching videos and then working on your own, it makes it very difficult to get better. Design is not just about consuming content. It's about working and then getting feedback. And the way to improve is just have other experienced people tell you what's not working right now and what do you need to change and how to improve. That's how you develop your own design sensibilities. You understand what's right, what's wrong. So yeah, you definitely need mentorship. If you can, you should join our courses. But yeah, that's going to definitely help you improve fast. WAP Studio, hey, what's up? All right. Susanna, what's up? Do you use always client first for your website? Do you have a recommendation for other frameworks? All right, so if you don't know, client first is kind of like a naming convention framework for Webflow or for web design in general, or for web development in general. I don't use it for all of my projects. The good thing about client first is that it became popular, so a lot of people know it. So if I need to collaborate with somebody and we want to understand each other, we can use client first and then we both understand it. But if I do a project for myself and I don't need to collaborate with other developers, it doesn't really matter. And then to just bring in the framework of client first, sometimes it's just too heavy and unnecessary. So not always is the actual answer. Not always. Okay, let's see. Okay. Lorenzo, South Africa. What's up, my man? Bosnia. Hello. Susanna from Spain. That's awesome. Okay. Learn in Excel. Which tool is best for UI, XD, or Figma? For now, Khan from Pakistan. XD is no longer a thing. Adobe basically killed XD. So that's, if you want to debate between something, it should probably be Figma and Sketch. But they're very similar. I don't know how to sell Figma more besides the fact that everybody is using Figma. And so the fact that everybody's using it makes it easy to share with clients, with other designer, with developer, because that's what they expect. You can get started with Figma for free versus buying, Sketch. So those are the differences, but yeah, it's pretty much industry standard at this point. All right, Sujit. Hey, sir, I'm from India. Really like your designs. And also you. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you hanging with us today. Okay. Will this live be saved for watching later? Yep, it's going to be live on YouTube, I think, the minute that we finish. All right. Omar is checking in from Algeria. That's awesome. All right. Kenya. Ariel from the Philippines. What is up? Okay. Philip. Serbia. Okay. Hey. Course for adding AI features in website. I actually was thinking of whether we should do a course on AI. I still don't think that we're there yet. I don't feel like it's something that warrants a full course at the moment. So I do random videos whenever I think that's helpful. But yeah, when there's enough to do, yeah, we'll do a course on it. All right. Daniel from Colombia, what's up? Darren from Mauritius, what's up, my friend? All right. Himat from India, how's it going? Okay. Vladimir, hey Ron, I love you, man. I'm from Macedonia. You reviewed my portfolio months back. How many websites did you do while freelancing before starting the academy? Oh man, so many. I don't know. I've been doing design for like 15 years, since I was in high school, until I was like, yeah, I don't know. How old was I when I started the academy? 35 or something. So it's been a while. Too many to count. Commentator, how do you build an eye for design like you? That's basically two things. Number one, you just consume a lot of good design, which is either, following people that you feel have good tastes, or, going to museum, or looking at classics and just learning history and seeing what was successful in the past. And also, as I've mentioned, getting feedback from mentors who tell you this is not a good thing, this is a good thing. Slowly, you start to develop that sense, for an eye. Okay. Let me see. What other questions do we have? So Ariel is asking, when you're creating websites for a client, is it always mandatory to have always animations? No, not at all. I mean, it's nice. It improves the experience. It's very, very common right now, to the point where maybe if you have nothing, it feels a little dull. But honestly, no. I mean, there's just so many of the biggest website that we're using, like on a daily basis, like Amazon, for example. Most of it doesn't have animation. It's just functional. So yeah, it's completely okay. Okay. Let me see. RTube, are Webflow Premium template optimized and are properly built to last? This is a good question, not regarding our courses, but in general. What I recommend you do, I think obviously they have some kind of a level, like they verify. They wouldn't put them in the shop if they're not at least good enough. But the good thing about Webflow is that you can actually open the template in the Webflow designer to check them out before you buy them. So you can actually see for yourself if they're structured to your liking. My question is, any generation laptop can handle Webflow? Because I try to take a second-hand laptop for Webflow. I think so. I mean, Webflow runs in the browser, so most of the heavy lifting, happens on the server side, not on your computer. So the laptop, don't think that it's not like 3D when you're rendering, or even video editing, where you need to have a very strong computer so that you make the rendering on your machine. Here, the code building and everything happens in the servers, so you don't really need to have like a strong laptop. So how can I learn to make amazing AI photo to make use in my client's website? I'm still practicing this myself right now. So I don't have good advice. The thing I struggle with most is how to make AI images not look like AI images. But I don't know. I'm not the expert on AI image making. There's a guy on Twitter called Nick. Forgot his name, but I guess if you Google Nick Midjourney, you'll find him on Twitter. He's a really good person to follow on this topic. All right. Tim, what about having purple color in your website? We do it. I don't know, but I don't know what the question is here. All right. Hey, from Bangladesh. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Julian, what's up? Hey, Ron, I'm enrolled in your Webflow Masterclass. What is the difference to Framer? Which should I go for? Would a freelancer need to know both or focus on one of these? All right, Julian. So we kind of covered a little bit about the difference earlier, and when we talked about it. But the thing is, you don't have to have both. And if you already have a tool that you're feeling comfortable with, if you're already master Webflow and you're working and you're comfortable with it, at the moment, there's no reason for you to switch over to Framer. If you were still struggling, you might want to check Framer and see whether that's going to be easier for you. But if you're already in Webflow, I wouldn't necessarily know that I would need to switch. I'd definitely play around with it and feel the difference. That being said, I also want to say that from a client's perspective, as far as I know and from what I'm seeing, the demand for Webflow is still, at the moment, stronger than the demand for Webflow. And within the Webflow market, there's also demand, as I mentioned earlier, demand for just the development side of things. So like take my design from Figma and turn it into Webflow. But I personally haven't seen people asking for Framer developers to just do development. So with Framer, it's usually they're asking you to do both design and development. Maybe because it's actually easier to get the design from Figma to Framer, which is a big selling proposition for Framer. I suggest giving it a try and seeing how you feel about it. But it's definitely, I don't think that it's mandatory. But if you're interested, there's a 40% off all courses, and our Framer course is amazing. I mean, I want to do it just because Matt is building there such a cool websites that I'm like, oh my God, I want to do that. So the course is great. Okay. Cartoon video, please start web designing series. Is that a question or a request? All right. Brian, what's up? Just got into the Webflow Masterclass and really enjoying it so far. Thank you for the great course and content, Ron. Really, really appreciate it, Brian. Thank you for joining. I'm hoping to see you soon in the office hours. Good luck. All right. Most of these sites are on WordPress. Do you think this is a good way of getting the client to change to Framer or Webflow? I mean, yes. The fact that most websites are still on WordPress, especially if you know what's going on right now in the WordPress space, like Matt, the founder of WordPress, is like going berserk and creating havoc and there's so much like crap going on right now in the WordPress industry that a lot of people probably want to migrate away and they're not happy about being with WordPress, which I think is a phenomenal opportunity for people to move them into better platforms like Webflow or Framer. So I think there's big opportunity there. How do you like these comments? I think it's pretty cool for a live stream, right? Do you like it? Okay. Dima, how can I benefit from Flux Academy when studying my courses? I bought them from you more than 2 years ago to have access for mentors and feedback. So when you're buying our courses, you're getting lifetime access to the course, including all the updates that we're doing. So the Webflow one, we're updating it almost every year. We're now in the fourth iteration. Framer, we're in the second iteration. We're now working on the second iteration of Figma. So we're always updating our courses, and you're going to get access to all of the new versions of the course. But the mentoring and office hours and that kind of stuff and feedback, that is limited just because, we're paying our mentors, and we can't pay them forever. If you buy a course once, that would basically means that we're losing money. We're going out of business with every student that we're adding. So you're getting, depending on when you bought, if you bought 2 years ago, then you probably had like a year or something like this of mentoring. People who purchase right now are getting 2 months of mentoring. And I think as part of the deal, if you go through the Black Friday, I don't know if there's extra mentoring, but generally mentoring is 2 months. So if you bought 2 years ago, you probably don't have mentoring right now. That being said, you can, if you need feedback, you can always extend the mentoring. You can reach out to our support and we'll tell you how to, you can get mentoring for just 1 month if you need feedback on a project or something like this. And yeah, you can always use that as kind of like an add-on. All right, Gonzalo from Portugal. In my country, medium companies are often cheaper manager. How can we convert difficult small companies to invest in web design? What do we do to convince them? In general, I'm not big on convincing people. I think people need to be sold on the fact that they want this. I didn't have success with changing people's mind, but I think that what you're saying, which I think is a common mistake, is you're saying companies are always like that because you had an experience working with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 companies, and you think that all companies are like that. But the fact that there are agencies charging $100,000, $500,000 for a branding project or a website project just means that there are a lot of companies who do want to invest in that. So I just think that maybe you haven't been able to find them. Doesn't mean that all companies in Portugal are like that. So open your mind and keep looking for people who actually want to buy what you're selling instead of trying to convince people who don't want to buy what you're selling to buy what you're selling. All right. All right. Prasant. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. I want to do freelance, but I have little experience in WordPress. Can I go with freelancing for web designers? Look, freelancing for web designers assume that you already have a service, you already know how to design websites, and you can get started. You can get started selling this as a service. If you have a little experience on WordPress and you can start freelancing, then yeah, sure, get this course. It will help you to freelance. But if you're not confident about actually being able to build websites, then maybe it's better that you get the Webflow course or something like this that gets you confident at building actual websites that are valuable and that people would love to pay you for, and then go sell that as a service instead of trying to freelance when you actually don't have a valuable service to sell. Not that I'm saying that you can't freelance with WordPress. Definitely you can freelance with WordPress, and we have a lot of students who do that. But my point was, take the freelancing course when you're confident about being able to deliver a website to a client. That was my point. All right, Jenna, what's up? I want to buy the courses, but I can't start it for a few weeks. Does the mentorship start on the day when you buy the course? Can the mentorship start when I start the course? Yes, definitely. Amazing question. Thank you for asking that, because I know a lot of people are probably wondering that. No problem at all. When you buy the course, reply to either one of our emails or reach out to our support. Tell Kaya, our community manager, hey, I want to start the mentoring later on. She'll just hit pause for you and tell us when you're ready. Again, you have lifetime access to the courses. We only ask that you do the mentoring within the first 12 months. So within the next year. But within the first 12 months, yeah, you can start whenever you're ready. And we'd love to have you. Yeah, and you don't want to miss this deal. So get it now, start later in the year. Okay. Daniel, what's up? Hey, Ron, what do you think about the creation of templates made in Webflow as a business, and what is needed to make them successful? First of all, I should say that I've never done this as a business, so I don't know to answer this properly, and take whatever I say with a grain of salt. My point is, but what I would say, and this is true not specifically about Webflow templates, it's true about doing any design resource or selling on these marketplaces. That can be a Webflow template, but it can also be whatever, doing fonts, doing icons, doing stock photography, whatever. The thing about this is that you usually don't have a lot of ways to market what you did. So you're putting your thing out there and you just hope for the best. So unless they promote you, unless Webflow decides to put you on the featured or put you first in the search, if they do that, you're going to get a bunch of sale and a bunch of money. But if you're somewhere on page 10 of the search, it's very unlikely that you'll get a lot of sales. So there's, like anything on the web, there is a very high, what's called, short tail, which means probably 10% of the people, the templates, are making 90% of the money, because the people who make the money are the people who are in the front page. And that's what people are buying. People don't go to page 10, like in Google, and then decide, oh, I actually like this template. They don't get to page 10. So it's really good to get into these marketplaces really, really early when you're the first and there's not a lot of selection. And then as time goes by, you've already built success. You already have a lot of downloads. So they promote you and they keep you in the front page. So at this point, I don't know how good of a business model it is to get into Webflow templates. I know a lot of people, maybe it's just my Twitter, but I see a lot of people are making actually good money with Framer templates, but maybe because it's a new marketplace, as I've said. So, all right. Let's see. Arafat, is learning WordPress good for future? It's definitely not what I'm betting on, right? That's why I'm teaching Webflow, and we have a Framer course, because I'm betting on new modern web development platform. WordPress is an old open source platform. There are some advantages to this, but there's also a lot of cons to this. And yeah, I'm not a huge WordPress fan, so I'm not betting on it. Not saying that it's a bad bet. It's just not what I'm excited about. All right, Vitaly, I'm a designer with 5 years experience. Started freelancing a year ago. I struggle with client search outside Upwork. Can you describe a bit how to search for clients and what your sales course include? Okay, so I want to say, first let me address the course and then let me try and answer your question. But in our course, in our freelancing course, we give you all the systems to run your freelance business. And we're talking about how to find your first client, which is usually from the people around your network. And then when it comes to putting systems in place to systematically bring in clients, we're talking about all of the different marketing channels or marketing activities that you can do. But we cover them on a high level because marketing is a very, very big topic. And there are courses just for Instagram. There are courses for YouTube. There are courses for TikTok. There are courses for LinkedIn. There are courses on whatever, networking. There are courses on cold calling. There are courses on email reach out. Each one of these things is something that you really need to deeply dive into if you want to be good at it and find clients from there. And because we can't get deep into that, what I encourage you to do is, before you're diving deep into these marketing channels, is to give them a try. And so again, we give you an ideas of what you can do, and I want you to try and experiment with them. See which one of them you're actually find easy to do and excited about, so that you can double down on it, and then go and buy a course on that topic just to dive deeper into that. But for you, again, struggling to find clients outside of Upwork, I basically know a lot of successful freelancers who got their start off Upwork because the fact that they gave such an amazing service on Upwork meant that the people that they worked with referred more people to them, and those new people came from outside of Upwork. So they used Upwork to create word of mouth that got out of Upwork. So maybe that's something that you want to do, and maybe you want to try a completely different marketing channel. As I've mentioned, I hope you find success. Okay. Okay. What else do we have here? What else do we have here? Sonam, hello. What's the scope for freelance in graphic design? I don't understand the question. Sorry, Sonam. Sangeetha, which is the best plan to learn Webflow? It is to go to our courses and take the Webflow Masterclass and learn Webflow and be amazing. All right. What else do we have? What else do you have? Let's see. All right, Brian. Do you think it would be good to take Web Design Masterclass to learn how to design websites first in Figma rather than creating them in Webflow first to learn style guides and so on? Yes, definitely. I mean, if you are not doing that as it is, then it's definitely... Look, Webflow is not a design tool. Webflow is a visual development tool. And some people don't understand why it's not a good idea to design in Webflow. But one of the key things when you're designing is exploring multiple different ideas. And one of the key things that you can do in Figma, but you can't do in Webflow, is just duplicate the artboard and try something else. So you can say, let's see how this looks in green. And then let's see how this looks in red. Let's see how this looks in blue. Let's look how this looks when the text is using this font or in this font. And then you can look at them side by side. In Webflow, you just have to change and think you don't even remember how it looked before, right? Because you actually made the change. You're only seeing one version. So that's really not a design process, right? Design process is always about exploring a lot of options, doubling down on one, and then exploring something else. So in that sense, I think it will be really, really useful for you to see how Matt is working in Web Design Masterclass, because he is doing these exploration phenomenally. You can see him explore many different ideas, many different creatives. Again, this course was even great for me because the beautiful thing about a masterclass is that you're seeing somebody's approach. And look, many different web designers are going to do web design a little bit different. Each one's process is going to be a little bit different. Each one has their own kind of like unique way of doing things. And Matt Jumper, who is the instructor of Web Design Masterclass, is a phenomenal designer, and he has a process that is a little bit different from mine. So when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. I should be giving this a try. It was really inspiring for me to watch it, and I think, you can definitely get a lot from checking out this course. So check it out. Okay. Aryan, your Webflow Masterclass course is worth. Yes, it's worth it. By the way, if you're not sure whether it's worth it or not, you can go to trustpilot.com. There's like hundreds of reviews there, independent reviews. The people actually took their time to go there and write a review for us. If you type there Webflow or Webflow Masterclass, you're gonna get so many reviews and read what other people are saying. So you'll find out that it's definitely worth it. Okay. Do you have a course about web design development client process? I'm not sure if you're talking about the development, like technical development, which obviously we have Webflow and Framer as the visual development, or the client process. In our freelancing course, we actually cover the whole process that you're going with your client. So that's where we cover, all the steps from the discovery to the sales to the strategy to doing the developing the content, developing the design, and including the development from a project management perspective. Like what you need to know to manage this process as a project. So not sure if that's what you mean, but yeah, we cover that in the freelancing course. All right, it's fun. It's fun to get all your questions. Keep them coming. All right. Hey Ran, Yatotach, Spector, keep the great work. Hey man, haven't heard from you in a lot of years. Good to see you. All right. Learn Framer, still looking for projects, and there's no full-time or part-time job for Framer dev like Webflow. Yeah, it's kind of like what I said before. Webflow at this point, there's so much demand that people are hiring full-time position for Webflow developers. Framer is still not there yet for people who just want to do Framer. So right now, when people are usually they're hiring a designer, and then the designer says, okay, I'm going to develop this on Framer, and the client says, great. Or the client know that they want Framer website, but they're hiring a designer to design and build it on Framer, but not just a Framer developer yet. We'll see how this market develops. So currently more demand for Webflow, but demand for Framer is building as well. All right. What else do we have here? John, what's up? I've been a member of the Flux community for several years now, and I admire your incredible impact on the design community. It's truly inspiring. Thanks so much, John. Really appreciate it. Okay. Which software we should start with, Figma or Webflow? Okay, so I've actually been thinking about this a lot. And recently, what I'm recommending people who join our All Access, and then I do a personal onboarding with them, and I make personal recommendation to them. Usually, I tell them to start with Webflow. Why? Because as I've just mentioned like 2 minutes ago, the demand for Webflow is so big that there's demand for, even if you don't know how to design, even if you don't know how to use Figma, and you only know how to develop with Webflow, then you can already start doing projects. You can already start doing work. If you just know Figma, but you don't have the ability to, and you're not an amazing designer, then okay, you can do some design, but then you can deliver it to the client. The client doesn't have anything to do with it. It needs somebody to actually take it live. So I feel like it's more practical to start with Webflow and then learn Figma. Obviously, it's important, but I feel like Webflow would give you more, help you see more impact, and you can start freelancing earlier if you start with Webflow. All right, Muhammad, I'm freelancing and I feel like I need some kind of an agency work to know the whole process. Is that true, or freelancing is enough for me to improve in the market? Look, I personally worked in an agency and I've learned a lot. Does it mean that everybody has to work in an agency to learn? Not necessarily. And that's why we created the freelancing course to give you the knowledge, even if you don't have an agency work. So I don't feel like it's mandatory. I do feel like if you get a chance to do it, consider it. Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity to learn, but I don't think that it's mandatory. All right. Let me see. All right. So, Notum, which course should I choose, Webflow or Framer? Give me tips on how to choose. All right. So we tackled this a little bit earlier. But again, if I have to think about this, I would ask myself 2 questions. Number 1, what is your current background? If you have some background in web development and you know HTML and CSS and that kind of stuff, I think that you might find Webflow easier. So you can get started with Webflow. If you're coming from a design background and you already are familiar with Figma and how Figma work and how auto layout work, you're probably going to find Framer easier to get started with. So where you're coming from matters. Now, the second thing is, who are you going to build? What kind of websites are you going to build? If you're going to build, or your aim to build very big, complex websites, right, that requires integrations and heavy animations and all of that kind of stuff, then maybe Webflow is the right choice for you. But if you're going to work with, small to medium-sized businesses, and all you need is to be able to build very great-looking websites, and you want to be able to do that very, very fast, then maybe Framer is the right choice for you. So this is kind of like a framework that I would ask you if we're talking about. But one more thing that I recommend to people, so people who join the All Access and have access to all of our courses, what I tell them to do is I tell them go, because our courses are built like in levels. So like level 1 beginner, and then intermediate, and then advanced. What I tell them to do is actually do the beginner level in both of them, just so that they can get a sense of how both of them are working, and then decide which one they like better, and then double down on that. So hopefully that works for you. Hint, get the All Access, and then you can try them both. All right. Greeting, I'm Zlatko, and I come from Serbia. What's up, my friend? Do you perhaps know how I could attract new clients and how to best find new clients? All right, we talked about this a little bit earlier. This is a huge topic, too big for this. All right. Ruta Ben, do you see comments from Instagram? Yes, I can. Very cool, right? All right. Okay. Let's see what I have here. What other questions do we have? All right. Sheriash. Hey, Ron, just bought your Webflow course. It's amazing. Thank you so much. Great to hear. Okay. Leopold, what is your advice for introverts in regard to social media marketing? Don't do it, I guess. But you're going to have to find something else that you want to do. So, yeah, there are other things. Not everybody has to be on social media. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Jibin, what is your opinion about Wix Studio? Last I tried it, it wasn't baked enough. Maybe some time has passed. That was a few months ago, and I haven't tried it since. I'm definitely seeing that they're paying a bunch of creators on YouTube and on Instagram to promote it. They're also reaching out to me, but my response to them has been, look, guys, I'm already finding it tough to explain to people Webflow or Framer. I'm not going to get into Webflow or Framer or Wix Studio. So I'm not getting into it right now. So I don't know. Again, last I tried, it wasn't baked enough. It was still a little bit buggy. But again, Wix overall, in general, is a great company. I'm not betting against them. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good product, but I haven't seen it yet. Okay. So here's another one. What should I focus on, Framer or Webflow to use with Spline 3D tool to integrate on my website? So Webflow has a native integration with Spline, which means that you can control the Spline object or scene with the native Webflow interactions, which is pretty cool. So if you're specifically, you know that you're going to be working with a Spline 3D element, Webflow is going to be the better choice or the more powerful choice. Okay. Let's see what else we have. All right, Anil. I switched from WordPress to Webflow and Framer. Can these skills land a job? Yes. How can I make an award-style website with animation? Using Webflow and Framer. I'm stuck on flat design. How can I improve? And any UI UX course. I think you would definitely benefit from Web Design Masterclass, seeing how Matt explores a lot of different styles, flat styles, 3D styles, all kinds of styles, and creating an award-winning websites. Check out Web Design Masterclass. It's 40% off right now, so check it. Okay. Let me see what else we've got here. There we go. Syrian living in Lebanon here. Thanks for helping me with my career. Happy to, and happy you're on this live stream. Okay. I don't understand why Adobe is dead. You don't understand why Adobe is dead, or you don't understand why Adobe isn't dead. I wonder which one is it. Okay. Okay. Salim, how much can we customization Webflow page without code? A lot. The whole point of Webflow is that you shouldn't be using code. I mean, it's possible to add code, but you can do almost anything without code. So that's why I love it. Okay. What else do we have here? What do we have here? Okay, Abhinav, I'm 18, starting my journey. Way to go, man. I almost learned Framer. I'm going to start Webflow. I learned Spline. Plan data analytics course for later. Can you make a step-by-step roadmap for me that I should be following? If you're joining our All Access, we're going to get on a call and we're going to do that together. Yes. When you're joining our All Access, we're going to do this together. Hopefully. If you're not, I'm just going to say, if you're 18 and you're already deciding that you're learning Framer and Spline and all of that, you're good. You're on the road. Okay. Fabio saying, hey, Ryan, I actually do Framer dev without design regularly. That's awesome. I've been saying a few times on today's streams that I don't think that it's very common, but Fabio is telling me that I'm wrong. So thank you for sharing. I'm happy to learn that Framer dev without design is also a thing. It's definitely a good signal that the Framer ecosystem and demand is growing. So that's awesome. If you can share later where you're getting clients or who's hiring you for that. Is it on Contra or yeah? I would love to know later. All right, hey, I finished UX UI course, but I can't find a job. Maybe there are some tips on how to find jobs as a designer without commercial experience. So many people come to us and enroll in Flux Academy because they've taken some UX UI course or boot camp or something like this. Because they sold them on the dream of, hey, you're going to land a great job in tech, but welcome to reality where there's not many jobs in tech. They've been firing people for the last 2 years. So there's like amazing designers from like Google and amazing companies also competing with you. So it's very, very tough. And the reason people are joining us is because they understand that while there's not many tech companies hiring, every business in the world is hiring a web designer to like build their website. So the demand for that is so much bigger. So start doing web design is my point. Fabio had a couple of clients that specifically requested Framer dev only. Super. Happy to hear. For e-commerce, which one is better, Webflow or Framer? While Webflow does have native e-commerce, I've talked about this earlier. Their native e-commerce is not like that amazing. and serious e-commerce brands are probably want to work with Shopify. And I've mentioned that there are apps that integrate Webflow's front end with Shopify backend. There's also an app, actually by Matt Jumper, our partner, that connects Framer sites to Shopify. So I think I would have to say that they are the same. If you're planning to work with Shopify, they both can be connected or synced with Shopify, and then again, each has their pros and cons as a development platform, but not when it comes to e-commerce, I guess. All right. So here's another one. Can Webflow be comparable with Shopify? I mean, they did create a native e-commerce solution, so that solution can and is compared to Shopify, but it's lacking compared to Shopify. It's missing a lot of key things, which is why people want to use Webflow to build the front end, to build a unique website, but they want to use Shopify backend and all of the, their checkout and all of the apps and all the functionality of Shopify. So it can be compared, but for serious e-commerce player, it's best to use them both together, not one or the other one. All right, what else do we have? Kids Classroom. Hey, I want to ask you that, is there any free platform to launch a website for free once you've designed it in Webflow? I mean, you can publish it for free on a Webflow staging domain if you want for free. It's just going to have the badge. That's free. If you want to remove it or put it on your own domain, you can pay them. Or if you have a paid account, you can also export the code and then you can host it wherever you want. So that's that. Okay, Kenneth, what's up? Hey, Ron, I have no design knowledge, but I want to learn. If I buy full access to your courses, in what order should I take them and start freelancing to make a living out of it? Kenneth, I've mentioned this a few times, but if you're joining the All Access, you're going to get a link to my calendar. You're going to book time, and then we're going to hop on a Zoom call, and then we're going to talk together specifically about your case, and I'm going to give you a personalized recommendation. I can give you kind of like the quick guideline that I use most of the time, which is I recommend learning the software first. So that's going to be Framer or Webflow, and then Figma, and then working through the design, depending on where you are in your situation. But I'd love to talk with you personally. So when you join, we're going to be chatting very soon. So I hope that happens. All right, Varun. I'm pretty fluent with Webflow, but I want to start with these things called MemberStack and Xano and design systems. Can you please explain them briefly? So there are all kinds of other platforms right now that enable to take the website, the front end that you have created with Webflow, and turn it more into an app, right? So most people use the word website, but Google is not a website, for example. Google is an app, right? There's functionality there. It's not just presenting you static content or CMS content. It's even something like Airbnb. It's a marketplace. It's not really just a website. It is an app. There are profiles, and you can change the content and so forth. So with MemberStack, you can create membership and gated communities. With Xano, you can also create backend functionality. So these are all kinds of additional tools that allow you to extend the functionality of Webflow. And there's a course, I forgot the course. We wanted to partner with the guys that created the course, with the guy, I forgot the name, but there's a course that teaches the Webflow Xano Wizzed stack to create apps. Forgot the name of the course. Otherwise, I would recommend you checking that one out. All right, after getting your Webflow course, which one should I buy next? Copy or branding, and then masterclass? It really depends on your situation and what you want to work on. I mean, I think that the easiest thing to do, if you buy the branding course, then immediately you have an additional service to sell to clients. So that immediately makes you money, right? The copy one, right site, is also super helpful, but I don't feel like it's going to enable you to charge more as much as doing a branding service for your clients. So I would prioritize that. And then the web design masterclass, we've talked about this. This is definitely going to help you take your design skills to the next level. So it really depends on what you want to work on. If you want to immediately, get bigger projects and make more money, then my recommendation would probably be the branding. But if you want to work on your design skills because you want to be a better designer, and that's also going to help you make more money if you're a better designer, then I would take Web Design Masterclass. All right. Okay. Gali, I really appreciate your content, especially shows that we don't need to be perfect, but we need to finalize and move ahead. That's true. All right. What else do we have here? John, how does Web Design Masterclass compare to the Core Design Skills course I took 4 years ago? By the way, I don't think Core Design Skills existed 4 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. But so Core Design Skills is an introductory course, and it's broken down to the components of design. So we're talking about color, and we're learning color. We want to learn typography, so we're talking about typography. We talk about layout, and then we focus on that. So that is really great when you're getting started. It covers the fundamentals. But real life is never really like that. When you're doing a web design project, it all happens together, right? You're just going all in and meshed up. So the Web Design Masterclass is not a theoretical course. You just see Matt work in action, putting it all together. So it's not linear. He's not trying to teach you something. He just shows you how he is doing it really. And it's a messy process. He goes back and forth. He starts working on the color, and then he changes the color at the end, and all kinds of stuff. It's a messy process, but you really see how he's working. And it's really impactful to see how it works. And it's an intermediate class because it assumes you already know how to use Figma pretty good. It assumes that you've done the core design skills, so you understand the basic concepts of typography and color and layout and all that kind of stuff. So it's a more intermediate level course. Okay, I can feel we're reaching, I think we've passed the hour, and I can feel my voice starting to tell me that there's not much. I can't sustain much longer on the live stream, but we'll see. All right, Dahlia, I'm enrolled in the amazing Webflow Masterclass. Please, what should be the plus or benefits to get the course Web Design Masterclass? Matt's course impresses me too. So I think I just sold it, right? Because I was telling you how excited I am when you're actually seeing how he works behind the scene of him thinking through this, exploring ideas, throwing it all away and trying something completely different. So it's really, really a beautiful course. Really, really, again, it's a masterclass in the true sense of the word, because you're seeing this guy who is an expert. You're seeing how he works. You're seeing really, there's no shortcuts. There's nothing that was prepped before or something like that. So you really see the whole process, and he's getting some amazing results over there. So yeah, I'm definitely go check that course. Okay. What else we've got here? Maybe a few last questions. Let's see. Okay, Kenneth, I think we covered this. Kenneth from Costa Rica. Julian, as an experienced freelancer, how did you go about acquiring clients? What route of marketing worked best for you? I've been freelancing and flyers and go and not really yield results. So for me, it's been a long process, and there's been a lot of different things, and it's difficult sometimes to tie in and exactly explain how everything worked. But when I started back in high school, it was just like people around me, so I was just helping people around me. Then later, I worked in some agencies, as I've mentioned, and then I've worked with people there. And so when I worked with these people, they later moved to different companies, and they knew me and they liked me and they trust me. So already I had a network of people who wanted to hire me. So those are already two things that started to generate word of mouth and referrals to me. But then at some point, I also started to write a blog. And so all of these people who knew me, reading my blog was a way to remind them that I exist and I'm doing this. So that also helped me to build a list and generate some more leads to there. And then there were, back at that time, there were some Facebook groups in Israel when I was living that were very, very active, and I was participating there. So by participating there, I got a lot of referrals from other designers, right? So there's a lot of things. It's not just like a single thing. I did this one thing and it worked, but I was doing a lot of different things. Each of them contributed a little bit. And yeah, the results was having clients. Okay. Let me see. Okay. I'm trying to see if there's a few more questions. All right, Alice, let me see this. Alice, do you have any plans to create community or online saloon for those who aren't in your courses but still want to connect and grow? Thank you so much for your incredible videos. I'm having thoughts about opening up our community for non-students, but I don't know about this right now. Not so, I don't know for now is my answer. We're having thoughts about this, but haven't made any decisions. All right. Is Figma the best for beginners like me? I just want to start my journey with website designer. So we've touched upon this a little bit earlier, where I said I think it's actually better to start with Webflow or Framer and then do Figma later, just because you're already going to be able to develop your ideas and get them live, and you might also get some freelance gigs. With Figma, you'll be able to do the design, but then you either need to hire somebody else or you can't complete the project. But Figma is definitely a good and necessary for beginners to learn. I think it should happen after Figma or after Webflow or Framer, but yeah, you can also start there if you want. Okay. Smith, yeah, bro, I'm from Nigeria. When are you creating a community? There we are. Here we are. We're here. We're a community, right? Yannick, hello from Berlin. What's up, my friend? Can't wait to get to Berlin again. Okay. What else do we have here? Oh my God, there's a lot more comments that I didn't get to. John, I bought 5 of your courses individually. Is there an upgrade for the All Access plan? Yes, there is. Reach out to Kaya from our support. She will take care of you and create the special coupon for you, and we'll make upgrading easy for you. Okay. I think I'm gonna wrap things up because I feel like my voice is telling me that I should call it a day, but I do want to finish with a call to action. This is the best promo of the year. We're not gonna have this discount again until next Black Friday, next November. So do not miss out on this opportunity. Web design is moving very, very fast. It's best to get started right now. These are exciting times to be in web design, and I hope to see you with us. We're having a lot of very cool things. There's a challenge coming up in the next few weeks that we're going to have a lot of fun doing web design together. There's some very, very cool things happening next year as well. So I really hope to see you with us. It was super fun to be here with you. And this is going to be live later on YouTube in case you want to watch this or watch from the beginning. Peace out. Thank you so much, and see you on our next video or in our community. Bye-bye.